Season 15 has been announced as the next season of classic Doctor Who to join the collection range. As per usual, the news was leaked in advance. I think BBC Shop over in the US put up their listing for this prematurely, so the kind of artwork and the cover and stuff was available to view a few hours before it was meant to be out in the wild. As ever, the news was accompanied by a trailer, a brand new scene featuring Louise Jameson back as Leela, the companion from this season and from this era. It's got her on Gallifrey, sort of tying into both the original continuity of this season and of the show with her departure, staying behind on Gallifrey, but also Big Finish's Gallifrey series on audio, which Louise Jameson has starred in as Leela, and which kind of saw her get involved in the Time War and stuff like that. It's really nice to see Louise Jameson again, because she wasn't part of Tales of the TARDIS last year. I'm not sure when this scene was shot, but I believe at the moment she is quite busy with Emmerdale, so it's great that they managed to squeeze this in. However, they did it, and it's a lovely little scene featuring Leela, Gallifrey, some Time Lords, some Daleks. That's all I'll say, but very, very nicely done. I think they've managed to stretch the budget quite nicely for this one. They've got some nice special effects and props and costumes and things. The cover art for these sets is always a treat, and I think Lee Binding has once again outdone himself here with a fantastic new piece of Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor with a kind of orange, sort of gold colour scheme. We've got him there with his costume, with his hat, his scarf sort of blowing there in the top left corner. We've got some kind of cogs and bits and pieces around him as well to tie into the Invasion of Time with the whole kind of production design of that story. We've got him holding some jelly babies as well, kind of flying out towards us into the foreground, which is a really nice touch. And the Rogues Gallery of villains and monsters this time includes the Fendal there, we've got Sontaran Commander Store, we've got the nucleus of the Swarm, we have the Sunmaker dude, the Collector I think he was called, a Rutan there in the foreground, and what I think is one of the guards from Underworld there on the right. This translates very, very nicely to the packaging itself, which also contains some other new bits of artwork, some bespoke pieces. For instance, on the discs, I believe for this box set, we have 7 discs. So we have Tom Baker there in various costumes, and Leela and K9. Then we have tableaus from both Horror of Fang Rock, the season opener, and the Invasion of Time depicted on both the booklet and the booklet flaps, respectively. So let's take a look at the press release for this set and its contents. So the press release reads, Season 15 announced as the next instalment in the collection Blu-ray range. Tom Baker's 4th season as the Fourth Doctor is the next release to come to Blu-ray, when the collection Season 15 releases later this year. Doctor Who fans can continue to build their own home archive on Blu-ray with a 7-disc box set of the 15th season from 1977, starring Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor. Containing 6 classic stories, this limited edition set is packed with hours of new and exclusive material. These stories feature Louise Jameson as the Doctor's warrior companion Leela, and the introduction of trusty robot dog K9, building to an epic showdown on the Time Lord's home planet Gallifrey, with the Doctor pitted against his old adversaries, the Sontarans. All episodes have been newly remastered from the best available sources. These classic adventures have never looked or sounded so good on home media. We also have some brand new special features. So we have updated special effects on Horror of Fang Rock, exclusive to Blu-ray, and we can glimpse this in the trailer where there's some new effects on the Rutan, for instance, and the Rutan sort of transformations and the shape-shifting into other bodies and other characters. I thought from the bits we have seen in the trailer that looks quite convincing and an improvement upon the original, but of course the original will still be there to view as well. We have new episodes of Behind the Sofa, the kind of goggle box style show where past doctors and companions and other cast and crew members and fans watch the episodes back and kind of pass comment on them. So this time the lineup includes Louise Jameson, Colin Baker, Sarah Sutton, Janet Fielding, Matthew Waterhouse, Katie Manning, Betson Roberts, who apparently is the wife of director Pennant Roberts, who directed some of the stories in this season, and Toby Hadoke, making I think his Behind the Sofa debut there. We obviously have the brand new trailer included. We have a new retrospective on the producer of this season and also season 16 and 17 as well, Graham Williams, who is not someone that I believe we've heard too much from in the past, so that'll be very, very nice. That is called Darkness and Light. We have a new instalment of In Conversation, with Matthew Sweet this time interviewing Louise Jameson. We have a new making of documentary for Horror of Fang Rock, titled Inside the Lighthouse. And the trailer shows some clips from that. I think Toby Haydock takes Louise Jameson to one of the locations that the Doctor Who team wanted to film at for the Lighthouse, but for whatever reason weren't able to. We do of course have Tom Baker represented once again with yet another brand new interview. Tom Talks, I believe that was the subtitle also given to the instalment on the season 17 box set. That is Tom Baker musing on life, the universe and everything. Tom has also provided some new audio commentaries, but it doesn't say which stories they're for. We have a 5.1 surround sound mix for Horror of Fang Rock, rare convention footage, Tom Baker Blackpool exhibition links, and then all the usual stuff, rare archive treats, HD photo galleries, your info text, your PDF archive, and of course all the stuff that was originally released when these episodes were released on DVD. And last but not least, you do of course get the episodes themselves, so Horror of Fang Rock, The Invisible Enemy, Image of the Fendal, The Sunmakers, Underworld, and The Invasion of Time. So there we have it, yet another Doctor Who collection box set to bring in the new year, to bring in 2024 Season 15. Lots of new special features there to look forward to, the Graham Williams retrospective, the making of documentary for Horror of Fang Rock, the new special features for that story as well, and the new sound mix. Lots of very, very exciting stuff here, whether you've already seen these episodes before or you've never ever seen them. I think most of them I've only seen once and quite a long time ago, so it will be nice to revisit them. I mean, to give a brief overview, I know lots of people love Horror of Fang Rock, but, based on my first watch, it wasn't so much for me. We'll see about that maybe on a rewatch. Invisible Enemy is a nice story, introducing K9 with a nice monster villain as well. Image of the Fendal, I remember being quite a nice sort of gothic horror story. I remember that holding up quite well. There's The Sunmakers, which is kind of Robert Holmes's sort of satire on the tax system. Again, I remember that one, being quite a fun little story. Underworld, is ridiculed for the special effects and stuff, the CSO, the execution of all that, but there are some nice ideas there. And The Invasion of Time as well, actually, is quite a fun story with quite an interesting twist, sort of a third of the way through. So yeah, quite an interesting sort of collection of stories there. What are your favourites and least favourites from season 15, and what are your memories of it? Whether you've watched it before in more recent years or whether you watched it on broadcast. I would love to hear all of your thoughts, your opinions, your memories. As far as I'm aware, no release date has been confirmed at this stage, but I would certainly expect it to be in the first sort of half or third of this year. Going from previous years, it could be anywhere between sort of March and June, I think, but hopefully sort of more on the March side than the June side. So I'll leave pre-order links in the description. Please comment below your thoughts on this set, on the artwork, on the stories, on the special features and everything. I'd love to hear what you've got to say. Please also leave a like if you have enjoyed. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and until the next one, goodbye for now.